Hello and welcome. I am Plastic Sports, and this is a new series I'm going to be calling Tanking and Talking. In this series, I will discuss random topics that I personally find interesting. Today's video will be presented with footage from the Everbloom on Mythic difficulty on my Guardian Druid. Today's topic, the 5 features coming in Legion that I am most looking forward to. Keep in mind that these are my personal opinions and should be taken with a grain of salt. Without further ado, let's dive in. Number 5 for me is the wardrobe system. If you're anything like me, you have bags and bags full of gear and items you save for different transmog appearances. So much so that actually finding space for useful items is becoming a chore. Well, with the pre-patch for Legion, there will be a new wardrobe system. If an item is soulbound to you, you can equip it. You'll learn its appearance. Once learned, any character on your account that can also equip that type will have access to its appearance. So you can have appearance sets of your favorite looks saved for easier appearance changes, and even set a spec specific look that automatically changes when you change to that spec, so that's pretty cool. The standard transmogging rules will still apply, but this feature should greatly improve your bag space. Number 4. For me, it's going to be the new class animation. The Blizzard devs have stated that they are trying to revamp and update some of the ability and spell animations for the classes, and have started with the melee classes. I think this is a great addition. It is probably well overdue. Some of the abilities currently look very outdated and clunky to say the least. I haven't spent much time on the PTR and I don't have beta access this time around, so I haven't seen all the changes that Blizzard has done, but so far I have to say the Warriors in specific have caught my eye. Their new animations for several abilities look amazing. One of my favorite alts is my Fury Warrior, so I'm definitely looking forward to leveling him very soon after I level my main, which is going to be a Guardian Druid in Legion. Currently planned anyways, depending on, if they nerf him into the ground or whatnot. So yeah, let's move on. Number 3 on my list is kind of a personal pick, definitely. It's going to be the new Druid base forms. Speaking of Druids and the fact that I'm going to be maining a Druid in Legion, the basic Druid forms are getting a fancy new update. I am not talking about the new Druid artifact appearances, we'll talk more about that later, but the Bear form and Cat form are getting a fresh new coat of paint for everyone, even low levels. And personally, I think it's about time. Can't wait till my Bear has more than 4 polygons. Okay, so for the last 2, I've had a very hard time deciding what I think is looking better between the 2 features. In my opinion, they both offer great content, and I'm looking forward to them both so much. With that said, either one of these could have easily been number 1 in my personal list, so let's move on to number 2. And for me, number 2 is going to be the artifact weapon system. If you play WoW and don't know what the artifact weapon system being implemented in Legion is, seriously, get out from underneath whatever rock you live under and Google it. Seriously, go Google it. Each class spec will have a quest chain very early on in Legion that will unlock your specific artifact weapon. These weapons have a wide variety of history and lore associated with them, ranging from the Ashbringer for Ret Paladins, the Scythe of Elune for balanced druids, and the Doomhammer for enhancement shamans, just to name a few. I'm still not sure if I like the idea of the Ashbringer or Doomhammer being an item players can get personally, but the lore aside, these artifacts will have a trait system you will work through by spending acquired artifact power. These traits will be on an artifact specific talent tree, and each subsequent level of trait will cost more and more artifact power, so over time you'll have to spend increasingly exponentially more and more artifact power. There will be a artifact knowledge you can unlock inside your class order hall to increase the amount of artifact power you receive, but this will take a good amount of time to invest to get any kind of significant bonuses from that system. There's honestly so much I could talk about when it comes to the artifacts, but for the sake of time, I'm going to end it with this: the new Druid artifact forms. They just look amazing, and I cannot wait to get my hands on some of these. And I think unlocking the different appearances for each artifact, especially the Druid forms, is going to be something that's pretty fun. And I'm looking forward to see what different challenges that Blizzard will implement for this system. And finally, my number 1 personal pick has to be the Mythic Plus system for dungeons in Legion. So, like I said earlier, the artifact system could have just as easily been number 1, but for me, I think the new Mythic Plus system just barely has me more excited. If you don't know, there will be a system to endlessly progress in difficulty when it comes to Mythics and Legion. You'll have a keystone, like in Diablo 3 Greater Rifts, for a random Legion dungeon that starts at +1. This will cause the mobs and bosses to have more health and deal more damage. If you clear the dungeon before the timer runs out, the keystone will be upgraded. The upgrade can add 1 to 3 levels on the keystone, depending on the speed at which you clear the dungeon, and also randomly picking another dungeon for that keystone. Each rank will increase the overall health and damage of the enemies found in the dungeon. At a certain rank, it has been changed a few times during the Legion and Alpha Beta, so I won't put out specific numbers. The dungeons, they actually gain affixes similar to Diablo 3 again. These affixes are varied and can dramatically change the attack plan on how you go about attacking that dungeon. Higher and higher levels add more and more affixes, so the combinations can be pretty brutal. For time's sake, I won't list them all, but be certain that it will be challenging and promises huge replay value. One last note, depending on the highest rank you clear per week, you will be awarded a cache in your order hall with gear appropriate for that level of completion. So that's just another way for you to get gear, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. So this was my top 5 list of features I'm looking forward to most in Legion. There are honestly so many things I could have easily substituted in any position on this list. For instance, World Quest, the new PvP honor system, the updated profession system. The list seriously just goes on and on. If you have a different ranking of these features, please let us know in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys are looking forward to most in Legion. That's just about going to wrap things up for this video. If you liked the video, make sure to show that you liked it by liking and commenting below. It really makes my day. If you're not subscribed and would like to see more videos in the future, hit that sub button. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.